And that was Muse there and Starlight. And today we have a very special guest, and I think he's going to introduce himself for you.
Alright, I'm Guerrilla or Zach. I make music, now is my alias, Guerrilla. I make dark sort of electronic dance music that can still sound big in a rave, but still be quite chilled at the same time.
So who would you say influenced your music?
Rusco, Scream, Bang. There's so many. I can't go through a list because it'll take too long. But just really the sort of people who first sort of introduced dubstep and who sort of brought it about, really.
Now, for those who don't know, do you want to just try and describe dubstep for us?
Wobbly, I guess. Really sort of big bass, kind of half time, so it's quite slow, but just really big energy and just really loud.
Kind of like pumping music to like the old to all the oldies that are out there. It's kind of like you know, the bass that you hear in the back of the music, kind of like that, but you know, better.
Like sort of 90s rave, but more modern.
Yeah. So, do you think anybody can listen to this music, or is it specific type people?
No, I think anybody, that, you know, just see if you like it or not, really, I guess, but it's all down to preference. I wouldn't say there's like a certain people who would sort of listen, but there is a very sort of big stereotype around dubstep.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of split, but you know, anyone really. Even my mum likes dubstep, so.
I know that my sister's a big fan of Skrillex at the minute. A big, massive fan she is.
Yeah, no idea stereotype that popped into my mind there.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Some we may not be able to mention on air, but.
But I don't know, Skrillex. Oh God.
Many names.
I think you can't deny that Skrillex is really, really talented, because his tracks are just, I can't even describe him. But I just think he's given dubstep and electronic dance music a really bad name.
Would you say that?
I don't think that's his fault.
No, there's more the critics more now.
Yeah, it's more the the mainstream community, I'd say.
Yeah, there's like the people that are new to dubstep, they hear Skrillex and they think, oh, I'm a big dubstep fan straight away, but there's more to it.
Even though Skrillex isn't he isn't actually that much dubstep. It's more sort of electro house, and I think
so
that's
a bit of drum and bass mixed with it as well.
It's like Skrillex makes music that's really sort of in your face and really loud.
Yeah.
And I think that when people hear Skrillex, they just associate him with dubstep, and not.
It's gone off in its sort of own genre now.
Like dubstep's not all about that at all. You can go from loads of different vibes in dubstep, and I think just like it's not about that, and what everyone thinks it is.
Well, we're going to go to our first song today now, and this is DJ Fresh featuring Sean Evans with Louder. And that was DJ Fresh there with Sean Evans and Louder. And we're back with another question now, and they want to know, how did you first get started into dubstep?
My brother, he's been mentioned loads of times before in my like sort of just like posts and stuff, but he sort of introduced me into drum and bass, and because like he was into that in the sort of 90s, like the pop, like 90s jungle drum and bass and like the rave. So like that kind of just, it was sort of like a natural progression from drum and bass and the sort of darker side of electronic dance music into the sort of dubstep like scene, because dubstep is still getting bigger.
It used to be underground, really.
Yeah, it was. Not many people knew about it, but around 2007 it started becoming like
bit of a craze,
kind of popular, but now it's just blown up, and it's
it's there's a thing that you keep mentioning, like mainstream. Do you wanna do you wanna describe that for us, for the old fogies at home?
Chart music, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much just people who follow what
a trend as well.
And like people who follow trends and just chart, like they like a certain type of music just because it's in the charts. Like
You've got like as they keep saying, the hipsters and the and all that.
Hipsters, all the hipsters.
So many tales, so many times.
Yeah. No, but I just think mainstream. I think people like dubstep just because it is mainstream, and that's why I keep mentioning it.
Yeah, and Skrillex is in the charts at the minute as well. So he doesn't quite help matters for the dubstep, does he?
No, that's what I'm saying. He's created quite a bad name for dubstep, because it's one track in the charts now. I think Bang Man.
Yeah.
That's in the charts now. Yeah. Like that's not dubstep, but people think that it is, and it's
more drum and bass than it is.
Yeah, it's like sort of more electro housey kind of stuff, and people are like, oh yeah, it's dubstep, and it creates a bad name because that's not what dubstep's about.
We can show them what dubstep is later when we play one of your tracks at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we will just like put in their face, this is dubstep.
Yeah, that one track is all my kind of stuff goes back to the sort of roots of dubstep.
It was more underground than it is today.
It's a bit more darker and less screamy, because all you hear in dubstep tracks right now
is lately screamers,
really loud, high pitched, and like sounds. And
there's a trade sound that I've heard in most of the dubsteps though, and it is there. And that's how people, I think, are sort of finding out what dubstep is.
Yeah.
That's one sound in it, and it's used in most of the chart tracks today.
Yeah. Was it Alex Clear? I think that's how you say it there, yeah. His one track was Too Close, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I've gone blank now, I can't remember the name properly, but that was pretty much just straight dubstep. It was just him singing over it, to be honest.
It's just dubstep with a bit of vocal.
That was a bit more chilled out to what's normally in the charts right now, which I thought was really cool, because it gives a bit more knowledge to people who don't really know what dubstep is. You know, it kind of shows the other side to dubstep as well, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, well, we're going to play our first request now of the day, and this is June's request. This is Best Years of Our Lives by Modern Romance. Nearly lost track there. That was Modern Romance there, and Best Years of Our Life, especially for June. And we're back. And we've been asked if we can Google you.
Yeah, you can, I guess. Just type in Guerrilla Warfare Music and everything should come out. But if you want to go straight to my Facebook page, it's facebook.com/Guerrilla Warfare Music. Or you can follow me on Twitter at GWDubstep. Or you can go onto my YouTube account, Guerrilla Warfare TV. I think that's it. Oh, my SoundCloud as well. You can go on my SoundCloud, Guerrilla Warfare Music again. On my SoundCloud is where I mainly upload my tracks. So if you want to listen to my music, then go there. If you want to keep updated with everything, just go anywhere else.
Yeah. And they want to know what your name is again.
Oh, Zach.
And the other one.
Oh, Guerrilla Warfare.
So yeah.
It's not gorilla as in the animals as people usually assume, but is
it like the gorilla like the war?
Guerrilla tactics.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it kind of has a meaning behind it, where it's like my tracks kind of like creep. I know that sounds a bit weird, but my tracks are very sort of slow moving, and they sort of like roll along.
And
if
deep.
That makes sense. And deep, yeah. And I think that's where the sort of influence comes from in the name as well.
Yeah, so bit of everything going on there. But is there anything you want to tell the world that we haven't already asked?
My new EP coming out. I could say about that.
Yeah, you could.
There's something to tell. I got a new EP coming out, like sort of towards the end of the year, maybe November time. That's sort of more dark and rolling again. It's a bit more bubbly. I got a couple of friends coming on to that, Chainsaw Police. They're my friends, you can Google them as well. They pretty much do the same sort of stuff as me, and they're doing a track with me. I don't want to speak too soon, but I've got this one track that I'm sending to a few people that I'm hoping I'll get vocals on. Yeah. I don't want to say who, but
I'm not jinxing it yet.
I don't want to say it yet because I'm not sure whether they will. But I think they'll like it, and I'm really excited to hear what they think about it.
So do you produce your own music, or do you get somebody else to do it for you?
Oh no, I produce my own. Yeah, it's all by me really. I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years now, I think.
So roughly about when you started, you were probably like 14, 15?
Yeah, about 14, I think. And I started off just creating like sort of like 30-second loops of just nonsense really. And, it kind of evolved where it kind of sort of lined up where I go into dubstep, and it kind of just evolved into dubstep then while I was making.
So it all sort of is getting there quite a bit.
It all sort of come together at one time, which was really cool.
How big are you looking to go in the world?
Well, I just want to. I want to be big enough to make a living out of it, because I don't think I would want to do anything else. Like, I just want to be able to make music and like put it out there to see what people think. But yeah, it's more just trying to make a living off it. But I wouldn't say no to like playing to like 10,000 people. That would be like my dream, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really to make a living off it at the moment. But
it will get there. It just takes time and a bit of patience, really.
Yeah, I'm still quite young. I just need to.
You got years behind you yet.
I've been thinking about that recently, actually. Like, I'm only 17, so I've still got, ages left. So I don't need to rush it or anything. I think that's a good thing as well, because it gives me more time to develop my sound into something that would actually, like, get big. Really, like what labels would want. Really, I don't want to like sell out or anything, but it needs to be to a decent standard.
Are you looking for anybody to sign you, or?
I'm already signed on to well, my EP is, but onto Untagged Audio. I'm trying to think what I should say first. Yeah, I'll say Untagged Audio first. You can Google them. They're just starting out. They're like a small label, and they kind of want to take it as least control as they can, if that makes sense.
And give you the freedom to.
They really want to give the artist freedom to do what they want rather than what
tell
a label
you them
want,
tell you what to do.
Really cool, because they don't really care about sound either. They do loads of different things. They do like drum and bass. They spread across like the whole sort of electronic dance sort of umbrella, I guess, and it kind of just shows that they don't really care what the artists want. They just want to put their music out. It kind of shows that they want to promote the artist rather than like
take control.
Yeah, get money from it. Like they want to promote it and help out the artist really
as much as they can, which is really good for them to sign.
Yeah, that's why I said yes, because they come up to me and it was like, oh yeah, we've viewed a couple of your stuff. In your EP, if that's going the same way, then we'd love to sign you. Like, and I was just like, yeah, that'd be amazing, because
that kind of opportunity doesn't come.
Yeah, because my first EP was like self-release, and I just put it up for download like really quickly. Just like checked it out. I think it's like 4 tracks with a couple of remixes, just to promote myself, just to get my name out there. But now this EP is actually signed. It's a really good feeling to have, really.
It is. Well, we're gonna play Chris's request now, and he said he wants a bit of Rizzle Kicks and Mama Do the Hump. And we're back, and that was Firework by Katy Perry, especially for Mike Rose. Now though, I understand that you've done your first gig in Cumcan, is it?
Yeah.
At New Year's Eve, isn't it?
Yeah, on New Year's Eve. It was in a really small like room, but it was really cool. Like the DJs before me were playing like sort of like 90s sort of house.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I was like, oh no. I was like, they're not gonna like me, And I had like flyers for my EP, because that was when I launched my first EP on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
and I had like the flyers, and I was like putting them around on the table, and then like it was my brother there as well because it was like his gig, and like he was going around with the flyers as well, and his like friend came up to me and he was all like, "Oh yeah, you're playing dubstep, yeah?" And I was like, "Yeah, like my set's full of dubstep." And he was just like, "Oh, I can't wait now." And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." Like, you know, and I could because I was really nervous because this is my first gig, and I was really nervous, and I just sort of like boosted my confidence like loads, and I got up and we was all using like the same deck, and like it was on the one deck it was like the last track that the last DJ was playing. So like I switched it over, but I forgot that the other deck was still playing because I just switched it over without turning it off. So as I like switched back, it was still playing, and I was like, "Oh no, I messed up within like the first 30 seconds." But after that, I just went smoothly. I played my whole EP and a couple of other different tracks. Like I played all the remixes and just a couple that I just like really, and I just chucked them in there at the end just to fill time. And everybody just got up pretty much. It was like, I don't know, it was a tiny room and it was just full of people like dancing like while I was playing, and it was such a good feeling, and I really can't wait to do that.
So you think it went really well then?
Yeah, well, in my eyes it did. And my brother came up to me and he was like, "Oh, that set was awesome," like, you know. And like I had a few people outside, like I went out for a bit, and I went outside and everyone came up to me and it was like, "Oh yeah, that was like awesome." And
that's a pretty big accomplishment.
It was just such a good like feedback really, and I was like really pleased, and it just sort of put my mind to rest because as I said when I first walked in, I was like, "Oh no, this is not going to go well."
So do you have any more sets planned?
Well, for November-ish time, along with this EP now, I'm hoping to play a launch party at the Doll's House in Amtleri, if anyone like is around that area. I really like the venue because I've seen so many gigs there, because that's like where I usually go out like. So I've seen so many gigs there, and I just thought it would be perfect really for just to get a few of my DJ friends just to do a couple of sets and just play whatever they want really, and then I go up, play my EP, put that out, you know.
Bish bash bosh, man.
Yeah, it just promote it really, and if you around that area you can I
would give it a shot. You never know, it's something different.
And they're doing free venue lately, so it all works out pretty well.
So yeah, go over, give it a try.
Why not?
Do you want to introduce this next track for us?
This one's Skrillex and Breaking a Sweat. This one's quite dubsteppy, thought it might go well.
That's good. That's all right.
That was Skrillex there and Breaking a Sweat. Yeah, now though, apparently you don't sound nervous at all, Ollie. So
I am a little bit nervous, I guess. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. A little bit. I'm just trying to think of what to say.
Just like quickly.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort of get it from my mind as I'm saying it. So I don't know.
Yeah. So what about this new EP of yours again then?
I've tried to draw influences from the people who brought dubstep about, like sort of Rusko. He's been in the charts recently. He's changed his sound though, so it
works.
Yeah. Scream. He's a really sort of famous like dubstep producer from London. Scream and Benga, like together, they were like the sort of two people who sort of brought it and made it into dubstep, along with sort of Mala and Koki, and they were like the sort of four main sort of people who brought it about. And I'm trying to pull sort of influences from that, but then I'm also trying to keep it so it's quite energetic as well, because if you listen to a lot of the older dubstep, it's really sort of slow and it's really deep, and it's really spacious, and it's not quite as, it's sort of more downtime thing where you just sit like and listen to it and chill. but on the EP I'm trying to get it. So if you heard it live, it would make you get up and sort of.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to get out all the sound in it as well. So it's a weird mix, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's like different influences from everywhere. I've even to influences from drum and bass and everywhere. Like it's hard to explain.
When you say like drum and bass, do you mean like stuff like Pendulum and The Prodigy?
Yes,
and so
that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to explain, but it's just a mix of a lot of different things.
Yeah. It's a little special track.
Yeah, it's I'm really pleased with it at the moment. Like, it's not fully finished yet. I've got 2 tracks that are fully finished, and the other 2 are near enough finished. They just need like sort of final touches, and then I need to look through them all 4 tracks at the same again once they're all finished and make sure everything's okay, and just double check everything really. So, but at the stage it's in now, I'm really pleased with it. And the one track, the latest one that I worked on, I'm really pleased with it. It's so dark and it's just so grimy. Like if you listen to something like P-Money, I'm trying to think if it would be in the charts that does that kind of sort of sound, Wiley. If you listen to that kind of stuff, it's a lot like that. So I'm really pleased with the old EP in general, to be honest.
So it should be like, you know where I'm getting with this. It should be boom. That's the only way that I can explain it.
Yeah, hopefully that's like the kind of thing I'm going for. I'm trying to get it so it does go boom when I drop it, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it so everyone will just be like, oh my god. Like,
that is brilliant, man.
Yeah. I'm trying to like sort of make it the best I can.
But at the same time, trying to make it so that it'll get people who haven't used it before.
I'm trying to. It's hard to find the right audience with dubstep because
you have to have
if you're not into that sort of
yeah.
Skrillex kind of and the sort of knife party kind of sound, then it's quite hard to sort of draw them people in. But I think I tried to do that.
It is sort of a unique sound.
Yeah.
You've got to be into it to want to listen to it.
Yeah. That's. But I think I've sort of accomplished that.
Well, there are new people that haven't used dubstep before getting into it now.
Yeah.
So it is quite a new sound to the people who haven't used it when it was underground.
Well, like, if any of the listeners today haven't like heard it, you just played like Skrillex and TJ Fresh and Alex Clear as well. It is quite a weird sound. It's not like to be honest, when it first came around, it's nothing. When I first heard it, it was nothing like I'd heard before. Like, well, maybe drum and bass, but it was so different, so unique, and I really like the sort of dark and sort of weird sounds that come with dubstep, and it just really gripped me from the start, really. I think the first track I heard was one of Rusko's. It was a remix of Little Boots.
Yeah, I think I might have viewed that one as well. Yeah.
I think it was, and Rusko remixed it into a Big Trainers remix. So
it's all over the internet, I think now. Yeah. People have dug it up.
Yeah. I was like listening to it a couple of days ago, and I was like, this is like the first dubstep track I've heard. This is really weird because I haven't heard it for so long, and I think that's what really gripped me, to be honest, because Rusko has quite a weird sound anyway, but on top of the weird sound that already is dubstep, it was awesome. That's the only way to describe it. I heard it and I was just like, I need more of this.
Well, we're going to play June's request now, and I think it's June and Chris's request, but this is David Guetta featuring Akon and Sexy Chick.
Yes, I can see you. 'Cause every girl here wanna be you. Oh, she's a diva. Damn, girl. She's a sexy chick. A sexy chick. Damn, she's a sexy chick. Damn, she's a sexy chick. Sexy chick.
And we're back, and that was David Guetta there featuring Acorn with Sexy Chick. I understand that he is quite the enemy lately.
Well, his name is not often said in the electronic dance community, to be honest with you.
Not anymore.
Not many people like him anyway, to be honest. Like, I'm not saying like, obviously he's in the charts, so like people must like him, but people in the sort of like dubstep and sort of, well, any sort of electronic sort of music doesn't really like him. I don't know why, because his tracks are okay.
They
just
are
a
right.
little bit cheesy. But
There's like I think it's because of what he did with Deadmau5, though, to be honest, because that was not a good move.
no.
Saying he was quite crappy.
If you've heard of Deadmau5, then I guess, well, you kind of got to it. He's been in the charts a few times lately. He's making a huge name for himself. He's up there with Skrillex, to be honest.
I'd say he's
like,
just a bit, just over.
Really?
Yeah.
But like his older stuff is a bit less housey, but his newer stuff is just. I love it so much. I love Deadmau5. But again, it's the mainstream thing. I do love his music, but he's like with Skrillex.
They're heading into the mainstream
yeah,
now. They were big, but
yeah, they were big
before the charts come in. But
yeah,
since the charts, it's just gone over the heads.
And then David Guetta comes in on Twitter and says a few things about
quite a few
Deadmau5.
nasty things.
Yeah,
Everybody kicked off with that, and he lost
yeah.
quite a lot.
No one really liked it, and he lost quite a lot of followers apparently. I wasn't actually there on Twitter at the time, but I heard about it like a few days after and stuff like that. It was all over Tumblr actually, because everyone like proper Deadmau5 and Skrillex on Tumblr, and yeah, that's really how I heard about it. And I think so he's quite a taboo in the electronic dance.
Mention his name, don't mention
community.
David. Oh, but Glyn's been on the phone now, and he said to everybody, congratulations on your GCSE results and to the A-levels that were, previously done. And he said, that, well, I can't find the person that's on the chart that on the Myriad that you mentioned, but she's on The Voice coming up soon, and she's only 16. That's is
cool.
quite an accomplishment
That's
as
cool.
well. But since I can't find her version of it on there, I am going to play Amy Winehouse's version and Back to Black. And that was Amy Winehouse there and Back to Black. So sorry I couldn't find your track. And for those who I haven't played, I will play them next week for you. Now that we have time to introduce your new track now.
This was off my new EP. This one is untitled at the moment. Working title was Rude Boy Rhythm, but I'm not sure whether I'm keeping that one or not. For anyone who's not into dubstep, this will give you a pretty good idea of what this sort of darker side and less mainstream side is about. And it just rolls, and it's quite chilled, but it's nice. I'm really pleased with it, so hope you enjoy it.
And I'll catch you next week at 4.
Now listen, road boy. Now this sun road boy.